Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 139.
139.
It's a big number for us.
Boom.
It's 39 episodes more than 100. And the 100th episode was a great one.
Just a second. Yeah, it checks out.
It checks out. That's it.
It is
39 I watched him do the math mentally.
I had to write it down.
Yeah.
I can't do that in my head.
11 more until 150. I think we, at 100, had planned on something for 150. So we have 11 weeks. We should start talking about it. Well, you might be gone during that.
The terrible. I haven't.
We'll see. We have to plan it.
I haven't done the math. No. I'll be gone, and depending on. I swear I turned that down. I apparently didn't.
That's a good reminder for all of us. Silence your phones when you're listening to this podcast.
Mikey did participate in Streak for the Cash, and then he won the first month, and he knows absolutely nothing about sports, and then left.
That's the best way to do it.
Then he left
to know nothing.
He kicked ass his first month, knowing nothing about sports, and then I had to destroy him the second month and make a statement, and then he left.
Yeah.
So that's always good. Like crush their will.
Yeah.
Like Drago.
So you crushed his will, or he crushed your will by crushing you?
I crushed his will the second month.
The second month. Okay, good.
And then he dropped out.
Yeah.
He says it takes too much time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one where you have to pick multiple times, right? A day.
That's the one where you can only make one pick at a time.
At a time, yeah.
So you can't just like stack your day.
Yeah. Right.
Otherwise, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Because then you just get up and just like today the first pick was Turkish soccer.
Yeah. Okay.
Like big Turkish soccer fans out there.
Yeah. They should switch to like a subscription-based model. Not that I want to pay for anything, but I lose interest or I forget or whatever. But if I had money in it. Like anything I subscribe to, I at least check out regularly.
So that's what we do. We do $1 a category a month.
Oh, okay.
So Craigo and I have been doing this since before the 2016 Olympics.
Yeah.
And we would just do a quarter a month.
Okay.
Well, now because you could game the system, we do overall wins percentage, and longest streak.
Wow. Okay.
For each $1 category.
That's really great.
Yeah. So
that's
again, then it keeps.
Never mind.
You
figured
the same way we've done it with like quarter bets and everything.
Yeah,
like
right.
That. And I used to keep the ledger when we were all working in the same building.
Yeah.
That just, like you said, and you said it without me leading to. You got to have skin in the game.
Yeah, you got it. You have to, because I did it just for fun, and I just fell off.
That's why, like Craigslist or Facebook or whatever. Like if you say something is for free. Mm-hmm. People flood in.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't intend on making a profitability zero, like you're giving away Tupperware or something like that. Yeah. Do a quarter.
Yeah, do a quarter.
Because then that person has buy-in, even though that's what we did with some of our appliances.
It's a good idea.
We're not about making money like off our used appliances.
There's so many people who cancel on you, last minute.
Yeah, because your time is worth money. It's the whole I drive across the street if the gas is a nickel cheaper. Yeah. Like where's that division line come?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but that's
me,
just
I don't know.
Yeah, just Matt thoughts.
Well, man, you're just sparking more thoughts in my head. Oh, yeah. I was gonna make a joke about how we were hacked, and the beer pipeline was hacked, but it's not funny.
There's going to be some interesting sounds this week. So the door to the basement to the church room bar doesn't have a handle on it, so it's just flopping in the wind.
Oh yeah.
As they're doing construction. So I'm actually going to get up and I'm going to close this door because hopefully the pressure difference subsides.
Yeah, so Flopping in the Wind was the title of my autobiography.
Flopping in the Wind. Mm-hmm. Yeah. At what age did you cut that? Because obviously you're still aging.
Early, right after puberty.
Like, okay.
Right when I realized Flopping in the Wind was a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm cutting this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. If this is advice for any aspiring autobiographer.
Yeah.
Do many of them.
Well,
life changes.
Chris Jericho's done like 4 of them.
That's perfect. Do more.
Was your journey because of where you cut it off? Was it Flopping in the Wind? My journey to Tumescence.
That was not the title, but I wish you were around back then. I would have added that. The last one I'll write.
Yeah.
While I'm on my deathbed, I'll probably have to have a ghostwriter. I've already got the title worked out. It's called "It's Cold and I'm Sweating," the story of John Tribble.
Okay, so speaking of like flopping in the wind, a way to tell if you have a fever is if you are or you have the chills.
You have the chills and you're sweating.
Yep.
You're cold and sweating.
But your balls aren't curled up.
Oh.
That means you have a fever.
That means you have a fever.
Yep. Because remember, your balls are they need to stay cool. That's why they have a sack.
That's why you got a sack.
So if you are hot,
if you're hot
and they're sagging, it's because you have a fever and they're trying to get away from it.
If you're hot and they're sagging, that's normal.
Yep.
If you're cold and they're sagging, that's a fever.
That's a fever because it's trying to.
That's
how you determine
these are medical
illness.
Facts on episode 139.
That's actually legit.
No, I believe it. I believe it. That sounds legit.
In the last couple of days.
Yeah, that sounds legit. I believe it. But I'm saying it's cold in the environment, but I'm still sweating. Yeah. Because it seems to be the case with me.
Yeah. Speaking of balls, JT, we have some sad news.
We have some news. We should have gotten off to it right off the bat.
This is an Oreo sandwich because it is actually sad news.
It is sad news. This is real. Do you want to announce it? We didn't really plan who would say it.
You are the main stone of Gibraltar for this.
Ooh, I thought you were going to call me a jabroni.
You are the main jabroni.
I'm the main jabroni. You're the alternate jabroni.
I'm jabroni number 2. That's why I've always said on my Untapped, I'm the second funniest guy on the pod.
Well, jabroni number 3, Chris Cobra. The man, he's stepped away.
The third leg of our stool.
So
now we're a ladder.
You know what? Now we're a ladder. We are a ladder, and I don't know what's stronger, a ladder or a stool, but we'll find out.
They each have their implement. If I'm going to clean off the roof of my house, I'm not going to use my stool, but I'm going to use a ladder.
Right.
But if I'm going to get something off a high shelf in my kitchen. My ladder's too big, I'm going to use a stool.
That's right.
It's all, if I'm ever going to have a hardcore match with JT, we're probably going to have a ladder match.
Yeah.
Because that's going to sell more tickets than a stool match.
Yeah, a stool match wouldn't be very good.
Because that
sounds more like poop.
Yeah, I'm going to push in your stool.
You're going to poop somewhere, and it's going to be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
So consider this not, just more of a bridge from living our lives as a stool.
Yep.
Becoming a ladder.
Transitioning to a ladder.
And we will likely implement more of a guest-focused approach, I think, in the future. So,
but fear not. We have a list of requirements for that guest spot.
It's a bulletized list. We made it in PowerPoint.
Your name or alleged name can't rhyme with crumb, from, or tum.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. That's the list.
Or your name can't rhyme with Sandy Gorton.
Sandy Gorton. Yep. You can't rhyme with that. But you can be a brewmaster or a brewer or owner, proprietor, employee of a brewery.
Chug a little mom.
You can enjoy beer.
Chug a little mom.
You can not enjoy beer, but listen. Yeah, chug a little mom if she wants to be on,
would I get a hug on camera?
I'm sure.
I would love that.
I don't know how that episode will go down. We certainly can't talk about how to check for fevers. I wouldn't participate in that conversation.
Well, maybe you unknowingly participated in that conversation when you were 2 or something.
Well, sure.
When she changed your drawers.
Yeah, when you're in the control of your parent.
Yeah.
That's not your. It's not your. If there's no morality clause.
If we could ever get both of our moms and have a good buzz talking about it, I feel like that would derail. Because my mom will go... I called my mom for Mother's Day. It was just Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
Happy Mother's Day to all you
moms. I called my mom.
Yeah.
She listens occasionally. So I called my mom, and she embarrasses me, so I'm going to embarrass her. She didn't answer the phone.
Yikes.
So she calls back 30 minutes later. Sorry I didn't answer the phone. I was... a little bit busy at the time. Complete off-ramp. Just let's talk. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, let's talk about Mother's Day now.
Yeah. So there's no reason to go any deeper to peel that onion back.
We don't need to go deeper.
Message received. I'm saying in that conversation.
Yeah. If our moms were both here at the same time, I think it'd be like a 4-hour episode. Mostly, who knows?
Oh yeah, do you guys
have
have
a lot of reminiscing, maybe some crying? Who knows? Not by me or you probably.
Well, she was there for my first. She was my mom was there for my first beer in public.
Wow.
So,
First beer in public.
I was 13.
I don't know when my first beer in public
Sorry,
was.
12. November of 95. But you say 4 hours. Do you have the same thing in Illinois? You hail from Illinois. Do you have the same thing that we have in Wisconsin, the Midwest Goodbye?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My wife can talk to her parents, and it's 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
My mom's birthday was also last week. She called, and my wife picked up the phone. 30 minutes on that conversation. 45 with me.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, that's a lot of phone talking.
And we didn't cover everything.
I'm not a big phone talker. I don't like it, not personally. But, yeah, okay, I'm going to go, but one more thing. You know, one more thing.
Yeah,
they happen.
Dramatic pause. Pregnant.
No, I just remembered,
pause.
I forgot to tell you. Yeah, those things. You can end a conversation for a long time.
Yeah.
So we do have that. So if you're interested in coming here, if you're available on a day we're recording, which is typically Tuesday,
Steb will be available.
Yeah.
And we got to start with Steb. Now there's only 2 of us on the gift card. I was thinking today when we were driving home, we could do a shopping spree down to Barrel House.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they would love to talk to us.
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's all coordinating now.
It is. It's all coordinating. We've got a couple other open invites. We've got Dayton Beer Company. Alematic has just showed some interest.
Yep.
I'm not sure. They're up north, I think. Tip City, maybe.
They are. So we should stay away from there.
Yeah. Tip City's off limits for us.
It's crazy.
But we have some places to go, and I think we'll start growing our guest host spot.
Right.
The list will grow. We'll start a Wikipedia page for our show here. Like a lot of the popular podcasts have. But
regular chuggalos will know we talk a lot.
Yeah.
So it's getting somebody that knows their role as a jabroni.
No, I think we need somebody who
eye candy
knows their role as a jabroni, or is like I'm blanking on his name. Is it Jeff or Josh from
Jason?
Handle? Jason. He was what is the word I'm looking for? He was just good. There's a word there. I'm gonna think of it later in the episode. I'll probably shout it out. He was
sultry, silky.
He just commanded
attention.
The room, the podcast.
Yeah. But so talking about what's now.
What's now?
Let's talk about the future. There are things to talk about, things that we're super excited about. I'm going to bring up the biggest one, unless JT overshadows me. It's the return of beer festivals.
Yes.
So
the return of beer festivals. I didn't see that.
I got my first invite to a beer festival that's happening this weekend in my hometown. Of course, I got this invite 2 days ago, so obviously I can't go because I'll be up that way the weekend after.
So you got it 2 days ago, and it's for
this upcoming
weekend.
So that's the return to normalcy.
Congratulations, Wisconsin.
Distance, masks, vax, whatever aside, there's going to be a beer festival.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I think because we're in early May for the mole people, the fact that some of these things start happening in summer as it wanes on, I'm hoping that this is the sign of things to come.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I still don't know if Dayton Ale Fest is going to happen. Check the website, alefest.com. But I'm guessing that they will make a decision in the next 45 to 60 days and then allow for the ticket buying process.
Good.
It's the last Saturday in August, but you can mark your calendars. It's always the fucking hottest day of the year, unless it's inside.
Gosh,
and then it's going to be the most beautiful day of the year.
Yeah. Because
it's inside. It can always tell. You can.
That's how it has been for me. Yeah.
The Farmer's Almanac is determined by when Ale Fest is planned.
Yeah, that's true. I look forward to that. Ale Fest is fantastic. I look forward to fests in general. Outdoor activities. I think that you're right. I think that's the sign. I think the guidance is changing too.
Yeah.
From the government.
A sign that is applicable to us.
Yes.
More people are starting to wear clothes at work as opposed to just showing up in yoga pants.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a return to kind of normalcy.
I think yoga pants are here to stay. For at least the females.
Yeah. It's
business yoga pants.
Business boga pants.
Boga.
Business yoga.
Bazoga.
And another one, while JT is coming up with his story, a couple weeks ago, I couldn't remember like a red staple beer. I thought Chuggalo Stivers was going to help me out. Killian's Irish Red. Mm-hmm. That was that drain pour I was thinking about. The reason why I bring it up is not one because I thought of it because JT's thinking about that word to describe Jason, but two is there's people that are angry. There's an uproar that they can't find their Killians anymore. They're still making it, but you know what is replacing it in shelves? Seltzers, White Claws and everything. So like right where, these, we'll call him Carl. Carl goes into the beer store. He always gets his sixer of Killian's Irish Red. He does the same walk every day. He gets done with his hard labor job, and now it's replaced by White Claw.
Well, nothing says you can't drink a White Claw.
So sad news for those Killian Irish Red lovers, but again,
what is there some sort of finality to this Killian's thing?
No, it's just a story
they can't find it.
Yeah, and multiple people are chiming in. This is from all corners of the country. It wasn't just so.
Well, okay, I have to switch stories now because this is a good segue into the other story I had.
That's just how we planned it.
Yeah. So
beer news.
Beer news. Miller, I believe. Yes. Okay. Miller beer.
Yeah.
They don't like this trend, even though they have seltzers.
They have seltzers. You got to buy. You got to go with the market swings.
So they are launching a ad campaign. I believe it will be multiple commercials, where at least one, but I think it's a campaign where they eliminate the seltzer trend. Not a specific seltzer.
Seltzer's not our drink.
They're eliminating the idea that seltzers are the powerhouse that they are. I'm not sure why, because they're in that business. But so here's the headline: in a stunt ad for Miller Genuine Draft, Molson Coors pokes fun at the seltzer craze. Yeah. Even though the brewer is pouring plenty of money into the segment, but not for its Miller brands. So they're going to have the lead off to that campaign will be they're going to launch seltzers into space to kind of say goodbye. I think they kind of got the idea from the Tesla in space. Yeah. They're just going to launch them. That's the first commercial. Reading an article about a commercial that's supposed to be funny is less entertaining than what the commercial should probably wind up being.
It's like a fart noise.
Yeah, it's like, here's an article about a commercial you might laugh at later. Okay. Oh, okay, well, this is it. But, I thought I'd bring it up. Secondly...
Think they're here to stay?
Seltzers?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yep.
Hard to say. I think...
They appease so many people that want yummy and less filling. Like, everyone says, tastes great, less filling. People want yummy, less filling.
They do want yummy, but I think that people... Here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. They're not enough yummy. And if I'm making them, I'm eventually going to start increasing the yumminess factor, which basically turns this into like a Smirnoff Ice. It turns into a Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah,
at some point, you just get so sweet that it's no longer a seltzer, even though it's, the foundation is seltzer.
Too much rot. And I like Smirnoff Ices.
But keeping them low calorie and everything, I think within almost no time, the ordering seltzers at a bar or a restaurant I don't think that's going to last. I think that's the part of the craze that will fade out. But barbecues, camping trips, boat trips, that's where that stuff's great.
I've never ordered one at a bar. I've never been like, I want a cheeseburger and a seltzer.
Yeah, and I think that people who do will eventually stop.
Is that akin to like people coming to? I worked at Taco Bell. People come. I like number 7 and a Diet Pepsi.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I go out to the bar and I'm just drinking, then no, because you're just drinking and you're only going to have the 5 to whatever 1,000 calories you're going to consume. Because 500 to 1,000 calories.
I'm still going beer and then booze. But if I'm at a sit down dinner, I'm probably going with booze, just less filling, so I can enjoy more of my meal.
That makes sense. So I'm specifically for my preferences. If I'm out, I'm looking at the tap list.
Yep.
And you're not going to have seltzer on a tap list. It just, I don't see that unless they figure out a way to make it worthwhile to tap a keg of White Claw. You're going to order a can or, I mean, what do they do? I've never ordered it either. I've never actually been with anyone who's ordered it out in a restaurant. Do they just pour it in a glass or what?
Would you just get up and leave? Like
No.
Like, let's say this person's name was Carl.
Yeah.
I thought I knew you, Carl, and just get up and leave.
Yeah.
Just throw
I
a
don't
20
know.
down.
That's an interesting question.
Just throw a 20 down on
someone
a table.
that I have, lots of respect for. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just leave. But I've never seen anyone order it.
Like, don't even say anything.
What's wrong with you?
Hopefully you drove them too.
Then, and now I'm leaving.
Then Carl can really think.
He can walk home. Get an Uber.
Get an Uber.
Yeah. Or what do people that drink seltzer do when they need to get home? They get one of the bird scooters.
Uber X. Unicycles.
Unicycles. Yep. The rent a unicycle
or like
service.
Or like a fixie.
Fixie. I don't know what that is.
A 1-speed mountain bike. Just
cool.
Fixed gear.
Oh, nice.
That's what the young professionals drive these days.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the generation younger than us.
Are they got the big tires?
No. You'll have those too, but
those are cool.
Yeah, or like the mustache wax.
Mustache wax, yeah. I think a mustache wax man would drink seltzer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would drink it in a glass though, because then it looks like
that's
they're
so weird.
Some sort of cocktail.
That would battle everything.
If you put seltzer,
I hate dirtying glasses.
Put a seltzer. If you want to get by, like let's say you're a college age kid, you're gonna go to the party, and you're like, I'm a lightweight, and it's okay to acknowledge that. I mean, some people just drink less. You're a lighter body, or you don't drink as much. Put seltzer in a cocktail glass. It will look like a mixed drink. You win. Then you can drink less.
Yeah. Again,
and it's bubbly.
You win is relative.
You win. I mean, if the goal is to get hammered.
As somebody that drinks seltzers, as somebody that could sustain on seltzers, Chuggle Orion got me hooked on Vizzy. That's my go-to seltzer brand because it's got antioxidants in it.
That's awesome. I've tried very few, and I just don't particularly enjoy them.
I enjoy them. You can doctor them up too.
Yeah, that'd probably be a way for me to enjoy them.
Yeah.
Last piece of news I have. I thought about this on the way over here. Also, there's too many best beer ratings at this point. So I thought this was from Cleveland.com, but actually Cleveland.com was just sharing the news that 3 Ohio cities were voted best beer. So I was like, who did this best beer rating? There's U.S. News. They do a lot of ratings. Yeah.
There's
USA Today does some, and
We've
there's
done
some really
USA Today on the
reputable
pod.
ones. There's some really good ones. Even Beer Advocate puts out one a year, I think.
Yep.
This one's from the realestatewitch.com.
It sounds reputable.
So reputable.
Did you go to the website? It's probably like GeoCities.
Yeah, I'm on it right now.
It's GeoCities. Like, it's got like the
no, it's
neon
not
banner.
like GeoCities. No, but it's your typical.
It's not optimized for mobile.
I mean, yeah, it is actually. But
I'm saying the GeoCities.
Oh, GeoCities.
That's
This
warning.
template of website is pretty common. I think it's probably a Squarespace type thing or something. But realestatewitch.com said they have beer ratings. So they said the Bay Area is the city apparently. You gotta separate them. Because Oakland can't latch on to San Francisco, and San Francisco can't latch on. Okay, who's the winner?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, well, Cincinnati's its own thing, but we're going to group all of Northern California together. Now, get the fuck out of here. Can't do that. Anyway, so let me go back to the Ohio-specific ones. I can also look up some towns if you have some interested listener friends. Cleveland, number 9. Cincinnati, number 11. And this is out of, I forgot to say that.
This is all the cities in the nation.
Apparently.
Okay.
183.
183.
Cleveland 9, Cincinnati 11, Columbus 15, Dayton not on the list.
I wonder if it's like a city's over 150.
Maybe it's population based. They clearly didn't go to some of our favorite brew crew establishments.
Yeah.
If they did, they would know.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably population based. But boy, I'll tell you what. I don't think that's true.
Because I think
they had Chicago number 3, which I disagree with. Being from Illinois, I think that quantity is the winner over quality in Chicago. And that does not make you a good beer town.
There's so many breweries now, even in Chicago. Like, I feel like you and I could go to Chicago. Breweries.
Yep, that is really second most in the country. The first is, guess. Can you guess?
L.A.?
No, Portland. 183, so it's very close. Oh, so they did identify San Francisco as being the Bay Area.
Yeah.
They have 144 breweries. Average beers per brewery, 19.
It's incredible.
And then average beer style.
I like hearing about this, like the healthiness. But like, if you're like so in Portland, man,
yeah, so
you could go to Portland, a new brewery every other day.
Yeah,
in Portland.
Yeah,
and I think of Portland. I think 500,000. It's not that big.
Yeah, it can't be that big. It's got to be over 1 million. No, maybe not. 500,000 sounds right.
Alexa, what's the population of Portland?
In 2017, the population of Portland was 648,000.
You're so close, man.
So close.
So yeah, so 183 breweries. So that's like, so every waxed mustache in Portland owns a brewery. And that doesn't include like the microbrews, the home brews, and all that stuff, you know?
That's incredible. I mean, we've always said, you know, even since we when we started this, that, you know, Oregon was a destination. Like, and then like the guys from Rogue reaching out to us, like Jim Klein with Bat Squatch. You know, they're an Oregon staple. Deschutes, you know, Oregon staple. Crazy stuff. Interesting.
So I've given you 3 of the top 10.
Yeah.
Can you guess? Let's say 2 more.
Denver's got to be in there.
Oh, yeah. Number 7, Denver.
And then Milwaukee.
Nope. Milwaukee is 18. They have 58 breweries.
Asheville. Is Asheville big enough?
Good. That's a good one. I don't know that Asheville is, but Charlotte is on here. I would guess that they included it.
That's a research. Asheville. That's the research triangle there.
Yeah.
Channeling my inner Cobra.
So here's the top 10 just for the curious listener. San Francisco, Indianapolis, number 2. Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Portland, Denver, Tampa, Cleveland, San Diego. I don't know if the criteria included tasting these beers. I would probably agree that Indianapolis is in the top 10 as far as taste goes, but I don't think recognition. So maybe this did I don't.
I'm not going to
tell you a lot of the Indianapolis-based beers.
This pun will fall down or fall flat on its face, but I'm going to say that Milwaukee not being on that sucked.
On the top 10, yeah.
Get what I did? Sucked.
Yeah, it sucked. Oh, yeah.
Vacuum.
Because there's a vacuum. It did fall flat a little bit, but then I got it.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't need to go over this list anymore. But I think, I was like, real estate, which the authority that they wield in the beer community is probably close to nothing.
Yeah.
So take it for what it's worth. Milwaukee might actually have a better reputation. But, you know, if there's some data scientist or some researcher who really did their homework.
Sounds like a superhero, data scientist.
Doesn't it? It is a superhero. I think it's a superpower.
Probably in the next Marvel movie, data scientist.
Oh, that'd be great. The data scientist.
Yeah, just...
They'll science your data.
DS across the chest.
All right.
So while that's going on, and you're going to tell us about that, I posted a link on our Facebook page before this. We're probably not going to hit that, maybe segment 3, but I just want to, while you pop this, is keto. Everyone's coming out of COVID, wanting to get back into that beach bod. Keto's coming through as this big, amazing, you know, like, hey, way to cut the pounds. People are complaining that have been on keto for a long time that they're having beers, having headaches. They'll have one beer and they're like, oh, I've got a headache. It's because of the depletion in the electrolytes, because all you're working off your fat stores, and your keto in part works because of your dehydration and your body using the water to. So if you're on keto and you find yourself getting a headache or getting buzzed, just hydrate as you drink beer. Hydrate as you drink beer, just like this.
Just like that. Just if you're on keto.
Is this the Blurple Gotti 2?
This is Blurple Gotti number 2. As I said, this is like Mambo number 5. No.
Grimace.
So this is from Klamath Basin. I'm totally butchering that. Klamath Basin in Oregon.
I was gonna say either Idaho or because there's Klamath Falls.
Okay. And this is the Klamath Basin Brewing Backroad Vanilla Porter. Ale brewed with vanilla beans.
So it's interesting that they went with purple for this bottle.
Well, the bottle's brown. The label's purple.
Yeah.
I do believe that this beer predates the Blurpelgotti.
The Blurpelgotti.
Yeah, I know you want to jump to the Blurpelgotti, but please don't. Give them their own fair review.
The Blurpelgotti is both fun and going to be infamous. And I'm just going to...
I have more.
Say for the year-end review. Hopefully my dog didn't run off.
So this is...
Awesome, great pod. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, Vanilla Porter. Backroad Vanilla Porter. They are out of Klamath Falls, Oregon. So that's it. Klamath Falls, you got it. Brewed and bottled by Klamath Basin Brewing Company. Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Better brewery name. Geographical situation or mythical?
Yeah, mythical. I don't mind the geographic.
And that's coming from two geographers.
Yeah, so you agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mythical, for sure.
Unless...
The Crooked Handle story is good, you know? It's one of those, like... we had a crooked handle, so we named our brewery that. It's like one of those stories where you're like, wow, there must be a huge story to this. Nope. We had a crooked handle. Paddle, or whatever that thing's called. Mixer. And, what's Three Floyds? I don't know what that is.
It's the Three Floyds. It's
the people?
Father and two sons.
That's fantastic. That's good, too. Three Floyds. I don't know. I guess they're all fine. But, like...
It feels like a cop-out when you're just, like, Dayton... Dayton
Brewing Company.
Yeah. I didn't want to, shit on them because...
No, we're not shitting on them. We're just saying that...
But, there's better
names.
Toxic. Like, if we go local. Toxic.
Oh, that's a good name for a brewery, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of, the ingestation, it's like, it's toxic. Like, Rheingeist, I have no clue. Like, on the Rhine, but Geist is ghost, so Ghost of the Rhine, in German, which is awesome.
That is awesome. I like Nowhere in particular as a name.
Which is, okay, so...
Which fits better now. I know it was because he was a traveling guy, but I think it fits now that there actually is a location.
So technically, existential, is that a geography feature? Because it's nowhere in particular.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really meta.
Nowhere is somewhere.
Nowhere is somewhere. It's always somewhere. Nowhere is somewhere.
Wow. So it's interesting that, we were talking about beer and then you brought something from Oregon, from outside the area.
This beer this was mailed to us in one of my wife's trade groups. She's in a Facebook women's only beer trade group.
Interesting. Does she have more offerings from these people?
Not that brewery, but the next one we're going to do, there's one more beer.
It'll be interesting the feedback that you give her, that she was so gracious to bestow this. So this is brought to you by Chugalo Katerade now because she.
That's right.
So this is on her.
So I'll just tell you what the beer is, and then you can do your review while I pull up the brewery on my phone.
Yeah.
It's 6.7%. It is a porter, but they also describe it as an ale brewed with vanilla beans. And I will read some of the description when it's my turn to go. So there you go.
Awesome. So I don't have much to say about this beer, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just so when I go for like a vanilla porter, the first one that I think of is Breckenridge's Snowdrift for a vanilla porter, something that has a more of a coat. Maybe more of a chemical complexity to it because it lasts on the palate a little bit more. This one falls flat. This one could be just like chewing like on a vanilla bean or like a vanilla plant where it drops off. So like it drops more into like the coffee background or the coffee or malt of the back end of the beer. I wish it was something more sweet. You know, we're talking about like Yum Yum. I wish this had more of like a, like even like an extract falls. Like, you know, High Point falls off. That's why instead of extract, people use, what's the vanilla that lasts longer than extract?
That lasts longer? I have no idea.
There's two different kinds, vanilla extract and the other one. So anyways, that evades me.
Beans.
I wish that this lasted longer. I wish the vanilla feel lasted longer and the bitterness wasn't there that it is on the back end. So off the top rope, and it's, you know, as a porter, it's very, the viscosity isn't what you would expect it to be. That's, I guess, where they save themselves by calling it an ale also, classifying it as, it's right on that line. And it's 6.7%. I don't think you should be offended if you would grab this as a porter because it doesn't have like the ABV, the alcohol content that you would see with other porters that are comfortably residing in the 8 and then to the junior part of the double digits. So thank you, Katerade. Off the top rope, I give this a 3.75. I was just hoping for more vanilla. Even on the nose, it has an ale nose, which is hilarious. I wouldn't have said that probably without being led there. But yeah, off the top rope, 3.75.
All right. I'll forget this, so I'm just going to say it now. I think it has a sweeter nose than the taste. Sweeter smell than the taste. I'll do the art. This is a Can Art Bonus segment brought to you by Katerade.
There's a lot to talk about. I think you went with the Guinness Book of World Records. What was it, last week?
I spun that thing like a basketball.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to spin this one slower because there's like no can art. So I'm going to give you guys like 10 minutes.
Just to show you guys that he's not shortchanging you on the can art segment.
Boom.
Because where the money is made.
I should get like, if I really want to up the production value, I should get like a music for that. And every time I go up to spin it, I should have like a theme song or something. Yeah, like dun, 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 and it'll be like dun, dun, something like that. All right, Backroad Vanilla Porter. This Klamath Basin has been brewing since 2001, so they're kind of an OG. Not, real OGs. Not
Rocky.
90s is probably that.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Did it happen in Klamath Falls?
I have no idea. I think they had fictional. Falls. It was a falls of some sort.
Okay.
So they've been brewing beer with regionally sourced ingredients and geothermal energy since 2001.
And it's from Oregon?
Yeah. Right.
Shocking.
I know, shocking, right? It's probably all solar powered.
Unicorn farts.
Whatever they got going on there.
Which is awesome. We make jokes or whatever.
Oh, unicorn farts. Yeah. Did we ever get our hands on that? I think we did, and it wasn't great. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just...
the beer you're talking about.
Yeah. There was a unicorn farts. I think... Who was it? Platform?
I haven't had it.
You haven't? I might have one.
It's all over the... it's not a local one, though.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Where the hell did I get that beer?
There's a rainbow on the can or whatever. I've seen it on Craft Beer Geeks.
It's farting a rainbow.
Yeah.
The unicorn. So... They combined with the talent and hard work of our brewers, these ingredients are transformed into our award-winning and independent craft beers. For more details, click the pictures. Let's click some pictures. But while I do that...
I just checked out their awards. They're actually... they won the award, the gold medal, the gold index award from the Realtor Witch. Website.
Real Estate Witch gave them the what? The gold medal award?
Yeah, the
best living room?
Yeah, the gold Afghan.
The gold Afghan. Oh
like
yeah,
that's
what real estate agents usually wear when they meet you for a house
Remax
showing.
is a pin. For Real Estate Witch, it's an Afghan.
They wear it. Okay, so there's nothing about really this beer online. I mean there is, but it's just the same stuff. So this is a Can Art Bonus segment, and it's a purple label.
Brought to you by Katerade.
Brought to you by Katerade, which brought Matt back to the Blurple Gotti, which I hope that he did. In his score, he did not give them a review based on the Blurple Gotti. And again, I didn't think the Blurple Gotti was bad. He did. I didn't. It does... Their logo is two axes, or one axe, one hatchet. And And I believe an axe always has a blunt end. Is that? I don't know. You seem like someone who knows about axes.
Yeah, but
a hatchet is just
everyone in the Navy is a firefighter. Don't you guys use axes?
What are you going to axe on a ship? It's all metal.
Make a adamantium axe.
I guess if we get to that technology, then we'll make an adamantium axe. We'll cut through the metal walls. But you don't want to cut the walls on a ship.
That's a maul and an axe.
A maul.
Yeah.
Can you describe what that is to me?
Think a sledgehammer.
So there's not a sharp end to that. So my axe at home,
blunt.
The one I have, it is axe on one side, sledgehammer on the other.
So that's almost like a haddock or where you could have a pick on one side too, but you could blunt.
You could
think of like a miner.
Yeah, a miner.
Yeah.
So I use mine to cut tree stumps, like a man.
Yeah.
It's a real good workout.
Well, because you can use the blunt edge. So like if you use a log splitting axe, then you can pound
it in. Yeah. Boom.
You see that?
I wish I had enough logs to cut and do a workout, but it's one and done kind of thing.
Did you see that where the guy used the maul to pound the splitter axe? The splitter axe is very wide, and so like an axe is typically very narrow and sharp. So like a splitter axe is wide because you want that force to carry down through.
Yeah.
So the guy hit the back end of it with the maul. So one guy with the axe, the other guy straight across from him, the maul end flew off.
Sounds awful.
Hit the guy right in the guys.
Ooh, yikes, man! There's nothing scarier than a sledgehammer hitting anything.
He was tumescent for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. So Purple Label, the letters have kind of this. The only way I can describe it is flannel.
Yeah, I'd say like plaid.
Yeah, plaid, maybe like a buffalo
monochrome,
check, white and purple. Yeah, monochrome. And that's about that. And then it says life's a journey. Life's journey, not life is a journey. Life's journey is filled with too many 4-lane freeways. Us, ? We prefer the solitude and slow pace found off the beaten path. Like a good back road, our vanilla porter is filled with the unexpected twists and turns. Dark, irresistibly smooth, and decidedly different. Backroad Vanilla Porter is a taste of the good life. Go where few will follow. Taste what few will find. Okay. I think that's a good transition to come off the Can Bonus segment. That was the Can Bonus segment brought to you by Katerade. I would have to disagree with all of those last points. It is not bold. It is... I'm gonna put this in positive terms. It's refreshingly uninspiring. I looked at the ingredients and I said, "Wow, a vanilla porter." Period. That's the end of the statement. Vanilla porter. All these beers we have on this podcast, like vanilla, cocoa, blah 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 blah, like all 600 ingredients for porters and stouts these days. This one was just like, "We're this, and that's it. Get over it." And I was like, "This should be good." I was really thinking, "Okay, this should be good." I was really hoping for more vanilla, but I don't think that it's dark. I don't think that it's irresistibly smooth. And I don't think that it's decidedly different. I think that it's
the third.
I think it's inoffensive, and standard, and approachable.
The third most qualifying word on Untapped was vanilla, smooth, and this one I don't get anywhere creamy.
No, I don't get the creaminess.
No.
This is about as close to a seltzer porter as you're going to get.
Keeping with the theme.
There's and I'm saying these to lead up to well, we used to actually say this a lot about some of the lighter and some of the session IPAs that we would try on this podcast. This is a starter porter. This is totally easy to drink.
This is your transition from ales to porters.
It's crisp. It's not dark and it's not creamy. It's crisp and it kind of just says, "Here's what I am," right away, and then it just fades away off your tongue. You don't taste it for much longer, and it's kind of got a lightness to it that just disappears almost instantly. So you drink this and you're like, "I just drank a porter and I'm now over it." It's no longer. You can just drink something else right after this and your palate's not wrecked. So I think that they did a good job. You got to up the vanilla a little bit, and that the word creaminess, it holds too much weight in beer, so I wouldn't use that. And they didn't it's just on Untapped, but
yeah, how other like-minded individuals described it.
Something can be vanilla and not be creamy. You know, you can succeed at one and not be both. I think people confuse it.
I figured it out. They mean vanilla porter as in not vanilla the flavor,
maybe.
Vanilla as in
just this is ho-hum, like you always say.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
so I would say that this is an average to above. Well, it's average. It's not above average, but it's average in the right ways. It's totally something that if you're trying to break into darker beers, you should start here. The ingredients won't confuse you. They won't overwhelm you, and you'll get exactly what you want, and you won't choke on the coffee flavor. 375.
Wow.
Yeah.
Copacetic. Hey, big side news. I just heard the Red Hot Chili Peppers just sold their entire catalog.
Sold the rights to.
Yep.
Wow, to who? To whom?
I don't know, but what dollar amount would you put on that entire catalog? Like, they're relevant.
Yeah. The NFL, MLB, like, you're still making money on, the playing of their songs in certain, situations.
Yep.
I'm going to say 300,000. 300 million.
140 million.
Okay.
Which a lot of people have already said seems a little bit light.
Seems
but for
light.
those guys in their 50s and 60s, retirement
Yeah, they'll
money.
be fine. Yeah.
They're good.
So are they in the Hall of Fame or are they not eligible yet?
They've got to be. It's 25 years from the first time. You're almost Extreme Prone is almost from your 25 years from your first album release.
Yeah, we're really well. A couple more years.
20 years. You guys.
I think
are
maybe
20?
0102 somewhere in there.
Yeah, so 20 years. I thought it was 20.
Yeah. We're almost
5 more years. You guys are eligible.
Yeah,
I'm in nominating you guys.
Was in 5 years ago.
Yep.
Red Hot Chili Peppers have to be either like on
they were late
exact
80s.
same timeline or a little earlier. Yeah,
late 80s.
I went to and I don't remember seeing the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They should be there. And just a side note, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is absolute fucking garbage.
It's complete
travesty.
trash. It's rock and roll, and you're putting in like
there's like Lady Gaga dresses and shit.
Yeah,
and not that that's a problem, but more music.
I will never have a problem with like Run DMC or I'm talking artists. You have to draw the line on what is rock and roll.
I'm not even mad that there was like pop, written music, like pre-written music for these people. I was wondering if that was your foot or the cat.
Yeah, totally.
It's okay.
Well, you're allergic. I don't want you to die.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Your cat likes me for some reason. It's crazy because cats usually know that I don't like them.
She's limited in the places she can run.
Oh, okay.
So we've been
keeping
the door open like the last week that the flooring's been done. So she's been running around, which has been awesome.
So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sucks because you go around there and there's like no music. It's all like, look at this cool jacket that Joey Ramone wore. And it's like, all right, that's cool, but show me. Show it to me. I want to see it. I want to see it on stage. I want to see videos and I want to see like 3D holographic concerts.
Yeah.
And then they have this big amphitheater in the middle. Have you been there?
No. I haven't been to that part of the
They have a big amphitheater in the middle. And if you're going to go to Cleveland, here's my first tip. Just don't go to that and go to a brewery instead because they have a lot of good breweries. They have a huge amphitheater and it's got a stage, but behind the stage for when there's nothing going on is a huge screen, like big ass fucking screen. And
IMAX?
instead of playing, I would say it's probably IMAX.
The co-creator of the IMAX just passed away.
Oh, that's a bummer. Instead of playing what you'd think would be like, I don't know, a ZZ Top concert or some Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees concert, you know what they're playing in there? Old Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction speeches. Like, who the fuck's going to sit around and watch that shit?
Yeah.
That's dumb. Stupid. Come on. They need, like, a real rock and roll curator because they're failing.
Matt Pinfield.
I can't imagine they're making... There was a lot of people there, but no one looked excited either. No one. Anyway, 375.
3.75.
I don't know where we're going with any of that.
Beer number 2.
Beer number 2. This one intrigued me because I did not look up this style. But this is from Breakside. Have we done Breakside?
Take me on to the Breakside.
Another Portland. This is from Portland.
Another
Oregon.
Never heard of it.
Brewery, but this is
it. Are you pronouncing it right? Portland?
Yeah, Portland.
Portland.
Because everything's an I. All vowels are I's in Oregon.
Portland. Wash it out with some.
Yeah, I should have just rinsed that out, but I'll go ahead and give you a little pour there. This is a India Golden Ale.
Uh-oh.
Here, let me get you some more. Top you off. Do you know what this is? Are you familiar with this style?
I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
I actually thought I'm going to not be.
Breakside.
So it says Double India Pale Ale.
No, that's just the name. India Golden Ale.
India Golden Ale is the name of the beer?
I thought that was a marriage.
I thought it was a new style. Yeah.
No.
That's why I grabbed it. I was like, this is going to be good. So it's a Double India Pale Ale, a hot bomb with a soft finish. I'm going to challenge you on that soft finish. We'll see how that goes.
That's a tough letdown from like the hoppiness of a Dippa.
I really do like this can art, so I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah.
So this is Breakside. Let's dip in. I'll look them up.
If I would just smell it and you're like, oh, this is an Indian Golden Ale, like I was like, no, this is all the India, but like you said, it's a Dippa.
It's a Dippa. Breakside Brewery. Opened in 2010, so not as old as our previous friends.
Well, how old was Klamath? Sorry.
2001.
Oh, wow. So
yeah.
OGs. 20. OGs. So 20 and 10 years. So these guys have been around. When do you think the OG cutoff should be for craft brewery? Because Stone is celebrating their 25th
originally,
next
year. I was going to say December 31st, 1999. But I think 2001 is honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
I think. If you can make it that long in craft beer, people don't give a shit about hops until 2010, probably 2009. So you'd have to survive some pretty meager times.
Lean years.
Yeah.
Like the economic downturn.
Yeah, the downturn even. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But no one was like, oh, I want more hops. I want craft beer. They were just drinking Miller Lite and shit back then.
Yeah. I took a couple of years off of like Untapped or whatever, but I mean I think I have beers in there in 2014.
That's pretty good. I don't have beers in there prior to 2016 maybe. I'm not finding any about me's on their page here.
This is why there's 180 different breweries, is because they don't put any.
I guess they did.
Outreach.
Maybe it's just like, let's start a brewery. Okay, high five, and they did. Maybe there wasn't a story, and that's okay. Don't give me the story if you don't fucking have one. I don't want to read about like the day you were sitting in your bedroom and like, you know,
there I was,
called you a loser, and you were like, "Fuck it, I'm going to start a brewery."
We were brewing on natural gas in the garage.
Yeah, so this is pretty much what it says here. It says Breakside was opened in 2010 in Portland as a restaurant and pub, and has grown to be a highly regarded regional brewery. Says who?
Klamath Basin versus Breakside. I'm going to give the better name to Klamath.
Definitely.
Breakside, huh?
The Breakside, are they referring to the waves? Ooh. Is Portland on the ocean? I don't know where close. Portland is in Oregon.
North west corner.
Oh, a shout out to... Oh, well, this is an interesting thing. I just... Like, I saw it and I was like, oh, they're going to give a shout out to the Wisconsinians. They're not. There's a Milwaukee, Oregon I didn't know about.
Yep, no.
Breakside is in both Portland and Milwaukee.
Is it spelled the same way?
No. Oh, no. I-E.
Oh, yeah. Ugh, gross.
Yeah, right. This looks terrible.
It's like spelling musky.
What is Milwaukee? What is it? What does that mean? What is that word? Is it a Native American thing?
Native American thing. Like,
so I don't feel like there should be much debate about the spelling.
Like most places in Wisconsin, it's all Native American inspired. I mean, there's a lot of exceptions. That, you know, my hometown is French. It means good water, pure water. But like down in the southeastern part of the state, like Waukesha, Mukwonago, and Oconomowoc. Mm-hmm. Oconomowoc is the only city in the U.S. that every other letter is O.
Which is it?
Oconomowoc.
Wow, yeah, I've never heard of it. Never, and I probably won't ever again. But that's an interesting fact. The only city in the world?
Only city in the world that every other letter is an O.
Are there any other cities that have a similar structure?
No.
Different letter?
Oh, that maybe.
Like Alabama? Maybe?
That's not a city, but...
That's true, but Alabama, town. But forget the town part, just Alabama.
Guilty pleasure. I was watching, on that note, the challenge. So on Pluto TV, out to Pluto TV.
Road Rules?
Yeah, so Real Road Rules Challenge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Pluto is great.
And they did it's fantastic.
Have you watched Bajillion-Dollar Properties? Just side note.
Yeah.
It's good.
And so we were watching it, and one of the trivia questions, it was geography, and they're like, what city, or what country did the Ruins 2 take place? And the girl goes, Europe?
Europe. Yes.
As a geographer, we can laugh because you are an idiot.
Because we get it.
Because you, and one girl, what's the largest ocean? And she sheepishly said Pacific, so not as bad, but still.
I'm glad she didn't say Lake Michigan.
Still hilarious. There was a question back on Facebook because people are talking about there's an island in the middle of Lake Superior, and in that island there's a lake.
Yeah, I've heard about
boulder,
this. Yeah.
And then somebody goes, is Lake Superior really the largest lake in the world? And I'm going to be a little bit of an elitist here. If you think the Caspian Sea is technically a lake, get the fuck out of here.
Someone said that? I mean, it's called the Caspian Sea.
Yeah, it's the name disqualifies it. So that's why.
What are the geographic parameters that are required to be a lake?
I think it's freshwater.
Freshwater.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I just told myself, sorry, Stacey.
And it's landlocked.
Landlocked, yeah. Because you can't have like a tidal lake. I don't think any tidal lakes.
What about the what's that Russian one? The Black Sea?
Okay, Lake Baikal is the deepest lake in the world. By volume, it has double digits of the percentage of fresh water on the planet. That's unfrozen.
Wow.
But it goes down in places to lava. So it goes down 8,000 feet. Yeah, it's such a scar.
Wow. Where is this?
So it's just northeast, of Mongolia. So it's just into Russia.
I didn't know there was...
But it's not in the part of Russia. This is where I'm a physical or I'm a human geographer in stats and stuff like that, and that's where our specialties diverge, mine and JT's. But I love
no, that's what I do.
Facts and weird
I don't
stuff.
do the physical stuff.
But humans, you do numbers and stuff I do
numbers.
Analytical capitals.
Yeah. I don't do mapping.
Yeah. I'm good for Jeopardy, and he's good for actually putting a roof over your head and providing for a family.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So back to this beer, because that was a huge.
That was a fun conversation. I did not know that Mongolia had active plates underneath it.
So that's how it's split. It's in the middle of it. Lends credence to the fact that in the middle of giant plates like the Eurasia plate, that there's gaps.
Yeah.
Crazy. Otherwise, it's not just solid.
It's fucking
crazy. Yeah, it's an amazing tourist spot or a resort type spot for the.
So the water's not hot.
People of Eastern Russia, no.
It's not boiling.
No, because it's so deep. It's over a
so
mile deep
that the water is
over
cool
a mile
by the
deep.
time it gets to the top.
The deepest place in Superior, I think, off the top rope, someone's 1,100, 1,200 feet. So it's not. It's 8-9 times deeper in places.
There was a larger lake in Africa, right? It's dried up now, though. Is that true?
Lake Teta. No, it's not what it used to be.
Very dangerous.
The Aral Sea is, drying up because of overuse and farming and everything like that. But
very dangerous.
I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
There's a lot of drafts dying and stuff.
Yeah. Back to this beer.
Okay. The beer.
So this beer is good.
Yeah.
With one exception, I wish they went to put a soft finish on there. I wish they would put a dry finish. Soft presents soft is problematic for me, and I hate saying that because in this day and age, problematic is it's problematic for me. Gross.
Not here. Here on this podcast.
This is a 2-note. I get 2 different hops until I'm proven wrong and find out that it's one. But
what's soft to you? How should you feel?
Not dried out.
Yeah, I can see that.
A soft is not arid.
You want baby powder on the tongue.
Because that's
that's soft.
Going to lead to cancer, right?
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I remember.
The
asbestos
big
or something?
The big suit for ladies that were...
Yeah.
So...
And now they're
this is a good beer. So we're in the DIPA realm.
Yeah.
Which would lead itself to segment 3.
Oh, good.
If we get there.
We'll get there.
It's good. It's not great off the top rope. 4.25.
That's a good score. That's a really good score for you.
It's a good.
You're the cynic on the podcast.
It's a good DIPA. Am I the cynic?
I think so. Whereas I will shit on a beer for an hour and then give it a 5. You will shit on it and give it a low score. And you didn't throw accolades at this one. That's for sure. A 4 I think, from my opinion, a 4 for you. There's like a speed bump at like 3.99. And once you are over it, it's like, this is a good beer.
Accurate. I'm not going to argue with you. I would plan a meal around. I would plan something.
Well, so you liked it. Okay. Just your description sounded like you didn't like it. I think you're just upset about the description.
I would be happy to bring this out.
Yeah.
In this type of environment, we have something to eat.
Yeah.
This drink's bigger than an 8.1.
I forgot to mention, this is an 8.1. I forgot to look. That's a big beer. Yeah, wow.
It's really not, though, because Truth is a 7.2, and you feel like you could have multiple of this. I don't think the way that this is delivered, coming in a double deuce like that, is deceiving, because I feel like I have that and I'm done. And I drank 3 different crowlers this weekend.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you drink?
From Southern Ohio.
We used to go over that at the beginning of the podcast. Mm-hmm. We don't do that anymore, but I think it was more revealing about...
I finally had my first
beer we were having.
I had my first Southern Ohio beers.
Southern Ohio, which like the brewery, is there a brewery called Southern Ohio?
Yeah, they just opened last year, July 4th. They're right in Beaver Creek. So
I remember.
Yeah. They're right on Factory Road.
Okay, yeah.
I had their DIPA, their Niepa, and something else.
What'd you like? What'd you hate?
The Niepa fell off. It sounds the DIPA was good. I'll have to check my scores, but
okay. I saw you checking into stuff.
Yeah.
I had some of my Cincinnati brews. I think I told you I went to Cincinnati, and I was like, I got to get some stuff that I haven't seen before. There is a lemon lager, and I think in your head you're gonna say no. It sucks. It's gonna suck. But this was a real good quality beer. Can't remember who made it, but I'll look at my Untapped.
So they named their beer 7, which is their IPA, 8, which is their New England IPA, and then 198 Shades of Hazy, which, believe it or not, is their Double New England.
Double New England. Okay. Did they have only IPAs?
That's all. That's all
you had.
Aaron and Karina brought.
Okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to get over there. I remember seeing the opening,
and they showed up smashed. So I ended up drinking most of them. So it was awesome.
That's good. Trying new breweries is always fun. Yeah, this is the Counter Boner segment brought to you by Katerade. This also is a Katerade beer. What? This was in her women's trade group. If you're a female and you listen to this podcast, there are great groups on Facebook that will trade and talk about different craft beers. And this is one of them. And their admin are like insane. So if you
try to be like a
sketch
dude
out
if you
on a trade and your trade partner reveals that you did not ship anything, you're out.
How is she receiving them in like flat rate postal?
Some of them, yeah. So like, I shared that Pliny with you. That came in they just wrapped them in packing paper and put them in a regular, flat rate box.
Did they put a Christmas brick in the box too?
They did not put a Christmas brick in the box. Nothing was broken. These came really well packed. I think it was a wine box that had the separators. And each bottle was like foamerized. It was some sort of foam encasing. So it was really well done.
I feel bad that we took this one from Katerade.
No, don't.
This one, not so much.
Yeah.
This one.
She would like this beer, for sure.
Cork
but
it off.
Those people are still there.
Here, we'll put this back.
No, let's not do that. Yeah, there we go. Put a bottle on top.
Yeah. Baby
bottle pop. So where was I going with that? So this is the can art bonus segment brought to you by Katerade. I like this can art. This can art reminds me... Have you ever been to the Field Museum in Chicago?
Yes.
God, it's my favorite fucking place. It's my favorite museum in the world. Now this is... I'm only saying this because it will illustrate what this is. There's a section in the Field Museum in Chicago all about birds. And... there are birds, as crude as it may sound, they are, taxidermied and then pinned to, what is the color? It's not manila, but it's a lighter color, like a burned, like old Constitution color. Taupe. Yes, that's it. A taupe background. They're pinned to this taupe background, and you can just like kind of feel the age in that bird room. And I don't really care about bird biology that much, but
resonance,
it's an interesting...
The gravity.
It's an interesting... They have anything from penguins all the way up to eagles and hawks and the little birds that you see in your backyard. And there's a whole section on, if you live in Illinois, here's what you're seeing in your backyard. And there are all these taxidermied birds. It's really cool. And it's the background. So this hops display reminds me of that. Instantly. It's got...
How it's dissected down to individual parts.
It's got the plants, the leaves, I guess the flower. Is there a flower on a hop plant?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's got, the seeds, everything. This is basically what they would call on MasterChef a deconstructed hop plant. And I don't understand why they deconstruct most of those meals. Because they don't need to be. Like deconstructed shepherd's pie. It's just like piles of corn and mashed potatoes. I don't get it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's for a different episode, I guess.
Hoity-toity.
It is, yeah. It's just piles of things. It's stupid.
It's how I grew up eating food.
But it's also hand-drawn. So this is not like a picture of hops on a taupe background. These are hand-drawn. I just like it. This would be something that if you're a real big beer fan or you're a brewer and you have like a man cave, you would blow this up and frame it. Like just as a poster kind of thing. Real classy. So I like this can art. And the font is, well, it's some sort of standard Microsoft font, but that's okay. It still looks really nice.
Comic Sans.
It fits. It's not Comic Sans. Comic Sans, I think the most interesting story was when LeBron James went to Miami, the GM of the Cavaliers quit in Comic Sans. He sent his resignation letter in Comic Sans.
Comic Sans was my AOL Instant Messenger font.
Yeah, and that's a good place to use Comic Sans. There's appropriate places. People rip on it. There's places you can use it.
I miss AOL Instant Messenger. Yeah, I was on it the last night.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, it was December 15th.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. Mikey and I were talking till the server went down.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of all my old stuff. Because I had AOL Instant Messenger was awesome.
Yep, because a
lot of long nights.
The plugin we would use was Dead Aim, so
Aim.
You could chat with your away window up because you'd always see what people's away windows were.
Yeah.
Dead Aim was awesome. Paid $5 for it or whatever.
Okay.
You could still look away and still be chatting.
Yeah. Away messages. There's a show on Hulu called Pen 15.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
It's good. They cover a lot of this stuff from our youth. All right, so that's the can art bonus segment brought to you by Katerade. Very nice. If I were you, Breakside, I would sell this as a piece of art. It's very nice. I could see that going in a man's office.
It's got a wallpaper feel to it.
Wow. Oh, man, if you make that your wallpaper, you're committing.
Like a kitchen backsplash.
Backsplash. I think it's too busy. You're really committing to, I like beer.
Yeah.
But then again, we have a podcast that we do every week, so we're committing. I would have to agree with Matt on pretty much everything. But I do disagree about the softness of this beer. This beer's soft. It's soft. When I think of so I don't get the dryness. That's I think where the difference is I can feel you can feel the hops. And I think that's where the dryness comes in for you.
It's the alpha acids. It's very alpha acid positive.
You can feel them, but you don't. I do not have a dry palate. I'm constantly swallowing my salivation and wanting more. My mouth isn't dry, but those hops do linger. They really do.
You're salivating to try to cover up your dry palate.
Okay. But I feel like this beer is soft. I'm not as good. This is the one area. Well, I mean, there's many areas where Matt's stronger than I am, and picking out the hops is definitely probably the most significant area where Matt is better than I am at tasting beer. I can't say there's two hops in this or however many hops. I know it tastes hoppy, and those hops linger for a while. But it's a wet. It's got a wet aftertaste, and it's soft. It's soft.
I'm not drinking granola
you know what this beer
or
is?
Oats.
It's a Tempur-Pedic. That's what it is, because it's firm, but it's soft at the same time. You can lay in it and be comfortable.
Yeah.
But you know that you're supported. This beer supports you, but it's soft and comfortable. Now, score. Did I ever close out the canner segment?
Oh, yeah.
This is a canner segment.
Loves it.
Gotta close it out. You don't want people thinking that we're still doing canner. Man. I'm above 4. I feel like if I match your score that I just mimic both your scores. But I think that you're spot on. 4.25.
Boom.
This beer is
for
very good. For
different reasons.
It's very good. Yeah, different reasons. I had a steak last night, and I was fishing around my beer fridge. I went fruity. I think this would have been the right choice.
What'd you go with for steak?
Actually, my wife bought some ribeyes from Aldi, and they were delicious. They cooked way better than the Walmart ones. In case you guys are trying steaks from different places.
Nope, don't get steaks.
Where do you
from
go?
Either one of those places.
You go to Dots or something?
Nope.
I've gotten steaks from butcher shops, and they're great.
Sam's Club?
Sam's Club? Okay, so you're getting Walmart steaks. That's the blue ribbon stuff, right?
And then Kroger.
Yeah, Kroger.
Otherwise,
Kroger,
East 8.
Are you buying Kroger steaks out of the
East 8 meats
refrigerator or from the butcher?
From the butcher.
Yes, exactly. If you buy steaks at Kroger, fucking get them from behind the counter. Don't get them from the wrapped shit.
I will say though,
East Dayton Meats. Where's that?
It's right on 35.
Oh, okay.
On your way home, just off. If you take what's the second one? Smithville, going that way. Smithville, it's right at the top of the off ramp.
Smithville's where Belmont Party Supply's at.
Yep. Okay. So you have to take a left. It's if that off ramp just kept going straight, it's right there. It's right across. It's East 8, and they do amazing deals there. Best steak that I've got, Rumps does a good job. That's it's a suburb of Eau Claire, called Altoona. That's what I always buy steaks for beer camp for up at the cabin. Mm-hmm. So I always buy 10 steaks. Costs like $100 whatever for steaks.
That's
but
reasonable.
They're fantastic. The marbling is
for 10 steaks. Are you kidding me? Under $200? That's great. Ribeyes or what?
No.
What are you buying?
Typically, when I go up there, strips. But this last year, I did fillets, and then I cast ironed.
Wow, fillets. Yeah, I haven't cooked fillets with
cast
the kids
iron.
yet. Kids, if you have kids and you want to get them into steaks, don't buy a fucking flank steak or any of that dumb shit.
No, not something
buy
like that to chew.
A ribeye. I think ribeye is a good steak to get kids into steak. Char the outside, pink the inside.
I would have to. I've never made a ribeye.
You never made a ribeye?
Never made a ribeye.
I think they're the easiest to cook. My mom bought some strips and brought them here, and I fucking burned the shit out of them. She was so mad at me, and she's gonna hear this and laugh. Like I'm pretty sure she's still mad about it, and I will repay that by cooking better steaks.
Filet is the easiest way to do it.
It's the easiest. But fillets you undercook typically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like a fully cooked, medium rare, not fully cooked but like medium rare. I mean, you're talking strips, ribeyes. So filet, you go medium rare on that, right?
Yep.
But you got to really heat up that pan or the grill.
Yeah, so
like hot.
You get it to 500. You put a little grapeseed oil because I do mine cast iron.
I've never even heard.
Yeah,
of that.
because you don't want to do like a corn or any type of seed oil. So I know grapeseed, but that's like a grain seed. You put it down 2 minutes. Set your fucking microwave timer. Flip it one time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Throw in a stick of butter and rosemary. Baste it for 2 minutes.
So do you not turn it on its side and roll it?
No
rolling.
No.
You don't char that.
No char.
No char.
So 2 minutes. So 2 minutes on one side. Don't fucking touch it. Don't move it around.
No, never.
Flip it one
time.
time.
Never touch your meat.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Baste it. Turn it up on.
Baste it on what? With what? Its own juice.
You're throwing in a stick of butter.
Oh, stick of butter.
At that time.
What are you cooking on?
It's going to melt.
Cast iron. Okay.
All the rosemary you can find. Garlic. I always throw garlic in there. Okay. So 2 minutes. Don't touch it. Throw it into an 450 oven for 7 minutes.
Wow, that's much different than me.
You touch it one time. You
don't
flip
touch it
one time.
Yeah, don't touch. I think this applies to all meat.
Panty dropper
particularly chicken. Flip once. If you flip more than once, you've lost all the juice.
Yep.
Chicken especially, but steak as well.
I'm intimidated.
So you don't roll your fillet.
Nope. I will tell you this, JT, and all. I'm intimidated by grills. I hate them.
So I don't particularly enjoy open fire grills. I purchased a griddle, and it has changed my life.
When I hang out with friends, anytime we've hung out,
yeah,
I'm never going to give you any grill advice.
No, you don't. That's it. I was going to bring that up. Don't give advice. It ruins friendships.
Like when I go hang out with the Wisconsin guys, I will do all the prep. I will do all the bitch work. You handle my meat. But when we're in the kitchen and I'm doing all of that, that's all. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want. So that's like. With steak and me, then that's all oven work for a fillet.
Okay.
If I could perfect that doing a strip, I'm gonna try that because it's quantity. But
you're
eating so rich when you're up at the cabin, or like because I always make accoutrements or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you don't need a quantity, so that's where like you're satiated by like it cuts down to the 6 or 7 pieces of fillet, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. But it's all the other accompaniments with it.
A fillet, but you can get a medium rare out of a fillet. If you overcook it accidentally for a couple minutes, maybe not, but like for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But a strip and a ribeye, there's no room.
Yeah, it's small.
If you overcook
because the marbling isn't thinner. Yeah.
There's no room to overcook. It's well done. That's the second you cook it too long, it's well done.
And that's the frustrating thing I have because I'm not talented enough where like if there's a group of like 10 guys or whatever up at the cabin and they want to order steaks, I'll never ask. There's 2 ways, take it or fucking leave it.
That's it.
My dad has to have his well done. I won't cook meat. I don't know how to do that.
You can't do it. I don't know what's up with that generation. I don't understand where well done came from. I don't know personally. I don't get it.
My mother-in-law likes hers medium.
Yeah, mediums.
But she will never complain like when she's a very nice and accommodating person. Where my father-in-law is more towards the rare side because he's a big ribeye.
Yeah,
just
he
a big
seems
fatty,
like a rare meat kind of guy.
But they'll never complain because I bridge those gaps and like the same thing. Good. Because I don't want to like pull one off and I'm pulling everything off at the same time.
Okay. If you're too rare.
I'm not doing like a black and blue steak or anything like that.
If you're too well done,
enjoy that,
it's
like
too chewy.
Gummy. Yeah.
I don't want gummy. medium rare is like, I think the best, and this is just opinion, it's the best place to stop cooking.
Yeah. And I love the
tender.
This is so accurate.
Oh,
you know that trick,
I never
right?
did that. Yeah. I've heard that and I never do it.
Medium rare, medium. Yeah. Medium well.
I use temperature. If you take a steak, a ribeye off at 135, it will continue to cook and reach 145.
Yeah, okay, so that's where I forgot to tell you about mine. It's a 5-minute rest period for a fillet.
Yeah, you got to rest them.
Don't fucking touch it.
Fillet is just a different
up your other stuff
altogether. I would roll it, but that's just me because that crispiness that you get from the two sides, you're talking about like a flat, circular fillet, right?
So
are you talking about a thin one?
Most of the time I do, it doesn't matter. Most of the time I do it. There's bacon wrapped though. They're bacon wrapped.
Yeah, but you're talking about like the thick, like this type of. This is what your fillet looks like.
Yeah, a little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller. That crisp that you get around the edges, I love that. So I try to recreate that by rolling
10
the steak.
at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's a little different. 10 at the same time. And so I'm going to back up what Matt says about the steak and grilling in general. If a man's cooking steak, you get what you get. You don't get to come in and say, I'll have mine this way or that way or whatever. And
that's why I stopped offering.
And the same applies to if you're at a guest's house and they're ordering pizza. You don't get to have your custom fucking meat lovers olive bullshit. You get what you get. It's pizza. It's fucking pizza. Everyone likes pizza.
That's so.
But for steaks, you get what you get. It's done the way it's done. And 2, don't ever provide advice on grilling to another man. And I don't know where this comes from, but I did it once, and it completely ruined a friendship I had.
Yeah. So, like, when my dad would make steaks on the rare occasion we would have, and it was just cheap steaks or whatever, we all got them at my dad's temperature. So there's no color to them. Yeah, it's
such a shame.
It sucked. I've told other stories about being uncomfortable in the South and my dad's steak being underdone. Go into the archives for that story. It's very refreshing. I don't want to revisit it in the place and time that we are in life. But, yeah, I would rather go out and buy and then have the restaurant deal with like the timing and everything because I'm not a timing guy. We're all going to sit down. We're all going to.
I used to be of the opinion also with steaks that don't tell me how to enjoy my steak. I personally at prior to the Navy enjoyed A1 sauce on meat. So, and people would say, oh, you can't ever have A1 sauce on a steak.
I'm in the minority.
It's blasphemy. I know you don't like condiments and stuff like that.
No.
Ketchup.
Heinz 57.
You do like Heinz 57.
I do like when
that's the one I don't like.
When I grew up, I don't like A1. That's where I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
And from joking points aside, like condiments and ketchup and stuff like that, I won't. A good steak doesn't require.
Yes.
But I enjoy Heinz 57 when it's available and it's required.
That's my whole logic is if I enjoy. I
love the tanginess.
I can taste a good steak and a bad steak both with sauce.
Yeah.
And I can tell that one's better than the other. But I have noticed that as I've cooked for my kids.
Yeah.
That the better I think it's cooked, the less sauce or the less they're even thinking about sauce. They're like, wow, this steak stands on its own. Even
at that time, their palate's developing. It's like, this doesn't need anything. A little salt, a little pepper.
Yeah.
Or whatever you put on it.
But A1 sauce has become, like if I could meet the A1 sauce people, I would thank them because they got me through Navy deployments. That goes on.
That's like
literally goes on everything. Yeah. Tabasco we ran out of. But A1 sauce is so good on everything except steak, in my opinion. On white rice and A1 sauce is probably one of the best things I've ever had.
And that's where we flip-flop. A1 sauce.
You like Heinz 57.
I love Heinz 57.
And they had that on the ship too.
And I don't like ketchup.
Yeah, crazy.
That just shows you the conundrum that I am.
I think it's the sugar. You're not a sweet guy. Like, you're not a sweet, like...
No, I like the tang. The tang. Heinz 57 has a tang.
Yeah, it has a tang. Yeah, it does. Definitely does. All right, so that's the beer. Did I give it a rating?
You did.
4.25.
4.25.
Good beer.
But I will say this, because we're getting up there and we're getting up against it. I did post a video JT doesn't know about it, but it's the separation between a fellow podcaster that does a taste test between a 10-year-old 120 minute and a 2-year-old 120 minute, and they compare the profiles of the both. I know there's a lot of meat on that bone, because this is a conversation I get into with fans of the podcast, whether you should cellar that or you should enjoy it immediately. And they lend credence to it depends what you're after. Mm-hmm. Because and I don't want to, the video is there. It has a lot to explain. But if you put comments on there, we can address that next week.
That sounds like an interesting video. I'm going to start looking at that.
It's very, you can, watch it. It's very short, 8.5 minutes. And,
perfect.
From the guys at Midwest. So
when you go to Wisconsin, what route do you take? That's segment 3. That was your segment 3, or we got?
Yeah. So it's just going to be.
I know video. We're up against it. But when you go to Wisconsin, do you go north immediately from Ohio, or do you go
280, 94? I don't take the Dan Ryan.
You don't, but you don't take the 75 up first through Indiana.
No, 65.
Okay, that's the way I take to Illinois too. But when I went to,
that's the only way
I went to Fort Wayne to buy my drum set, and I had to take the 75 like straight up north, like
the 55,
75 in Ohio.
Oh yeah, 75
for about an hour, and then I cut over on something. I don't remember what.
Yeah. The other outshout is I had a good Surly beer again this week. I should have done it during segment 1. Oh, man. Surly beer, they had a dark sour ale.
Whoa, dark sour ale.
It is fantastic.
What makes it dark? Is it the...
It's the color of it.
The color, okay. Yeah, so it's not coffee.
So it's a heavy... No, it's
not burned
malts. It is fantastic. And again, just proving that they're non-staples that everyone else clamors after in Minnesota are their better beers.
So...
That's
really awesome.
That's where I get off.
So I asked you that because I've been to Columbus with you. I've been to Cincinnati with you.
Yep.
I've never been north with you. The Broken Drum will be opening this summer. I'm not sure if you'd like to take a trip out there, and I'm not sure if, glum,
that
or anything that rhymes with,
Crumb was in Tom.
If he would even have us, but I think it'd be worth the trip. The only requirement that I have this time is that we don't go back to that restaurant where your neighbors tipped $2 on like a $40 check. I don't want to go back to that place. It was awful. Like, I was embarrassed for them. I think I tipped more because, and these were Dr. Um's neighbors. If they're chuggalos, you should be embarrassed of yourselves. I hope you're listening.
Everyone's a neighbor up there to him.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's a neighbor. He knows it.
He lives in the best city in America.
I know, yeah. Tiff City, if you're Dr. You're in it. No matter what it is, you're in it. You're in the best city, the Broken Drum, the neighbors. These neighbors were shisty.
I need to kidnap you and just take you back home with me for
I'd love to.
5 days. Just leave the phones back.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's do it.
Go get some pho. Go float the river. Just not a care in the world. Because we could blend in. We still look youthful.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So that helps.
I don't know, man. I saw some pictures the other day, and there's gray everywhere. I went to the Supercut. Where do you go to get your haircut? Probably somewhere awesome. I go to Sports Clips.
Stacy cuts it?
Oh, good. That's awesome. I go to Sports Clips, and they have these black aprons, and just the whole thing was gray.
So I've gone to Sport Clips right here is the place but I get so tired of one waiting and two $20, and they're just
$20 is a lot, but
because that's with tip, military discount and tip. So I always tip the discount plus.
Every 3 regular haircuts, you get a free MVP.
Yep.
No. And I don't know if you've ever done it. Nope. And I'm against it too. Against it too. But I got my free one for the first time.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell you what, fucking amazing.
No, I don't.
I don't care for the vibrating chair, but the head massage and the shampoo and the menthol shampoo and all that stuff. Fuck yeah.
I'm just there for.
You've got haircuts in the Middle East though, right?
Yeah. Oh,
they put the menthol in.
Menthol rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, maybe rubbing alcohol.
It's straight rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, in Dubai they use this like menthol shampoo.
No,
I wish I could find it.
I have menthol.
It's probably illegal.
I have menthol shampoo.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to get that.
I'll go get it right now. It's fantastic.
Anyway, so maybe that's an option. You can't be a guest on our show if your name rhymes with crumb. But maybe we could be a guest at your broken drum and do a show. But in the meantime, if you're here's what I'm going to do. For the listener, if you want to be on the podcast, I'm going to give you Matt's phone number, but I'm going to randomize it, and you have to guess what the order is. His phone number is random 1761237. Okay? And if you can get that, if you can arrange it in the right order, let us know and you can be on the show.
I'm awaiting right now. Phone's on.
Free beer.
Phone's on.
Free beer. For you.
You don't even have to bring beer.
Now you have to guess the area code too.
Yeah.
Because I didn't give that.
No.
When I thought about saying that, I did think about this yesterday. So I did do some pre-planning on this episode. I was going to give exactly 8 numbers. And then just stop and see if anyone noticed. But I didn't. I gave 7. So you should be good. Gave all 7 of your phone numbers.
Wow. Just
7 of the numbers in your phone number.
Yeah, it's just...
Whatever.
It's a puzzle.
Anyway, no, if you want to be email the Brew Crew at brewcrewpodcast@gmail.com. Especially if you have something interesting to say about beer. If not, fuck it. We'll probably have you on it anyway, but you got to be available for us.
Yeah, Stev, we'll see you soon.
Yep. That's it. That's episode 139. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Happy fall, spring?
Summer? Happy spring.
Where are we? May?
Happy belated Mother's Day.
Bye.
Bye, Chuggalo Mom.